Welcome once again, Reef fans, to another book review. This book is Volume 3 of the Reef Aquarium, Science, Art, and Technology. J. Charles Delbeck and Julian Sprung. Again, the Reef Aquarium, Science, Art, and Technology. This is Volume 3. So there's apparently 2 volumes prior to this, which I have not read, which I don't have, which I'm going to try to get my hands on. In the foreword, if you read this book, it talks about how Volume 2 was written in, I think, 1997, and the readers were begging, for Volume 3 to come out. So the authors concentrated on new technology to the hobby in this volume. I don't know if there's additional how-to information in volumes 1 and 2 that intentionally was left out of volume 3, so it wasn't repetitive. And this truly is a series of books, or volume 3 is supposed to encompass everything that was in volume 1 and 2, and just be an updated version. Nonetheless, it's a good book. It's not really a how-to book. It's almost like a college. Reminds me of a college textbook. If you were to take reef keeping in a zoology class, let's say, or an oceanography class, if you were taking reef keeping, maybe you would use a textbook like this. It's really not how to. Really doesn't get into how to keep the reef tank in your home, but it talks about reef tanks and the requirements and the requirements of corals and so forth and so on. But it kind of I was a little disappointed, and again, maybe because I don't have volumes 1 and 2, but I was a little disappointed in that it talked about things like lighting, but it didn't give recommendations on lighting, or say what was good or bad about a particular not a manufacturer, but a different type. Metal halide, for example. It didn't really say it was good. It didn't say it was bad. It said, most people kind of use it. It touched on LED, I believe. I've gone through a lot of books lately, but I believe it touches on LED. But again, didn't make a commitment either way, whether it was good or bad. Same thing with deep sand beds. It kind of talked about live rock and how that used to be the backbone of the filtration system, but now most aquarists are using rock with sand, but it really didn't go into, well, how do you do that? So I was a little disappointed in the in the things that it talked about. Again, it got you to the edge. It informed you, but it didn't say how do you do it. Now I would expect. That's why I buy these books. I want to know equipment's available. That's nice, but I want to know what a professional thinks about it. How a professional would set up an aquarium in their own house, given everything that they know in 2000 and whatever year this book was published. I'm going to say early '02 or so. I'm going to say early 2000s, 2005. So I would think, everything that was known in 2005, I would get a commitment of, here's how we do it today, but things are going to change. I didn't get that. But nonetheless, I got a lot of other information out of this book. There's 500 and some odd pages in this book. There's plenty of information. Again, I believe in reading. Information is power. The more we know, the better we can take care of our tanks. I would recommend this book, even though it wasn't exactly what I thought it was going to be, but nonetheless, I'm glad I made the purchase of the book. I'm going to buy volumes 1 and 2, even if they're a little redundant of volume 3. I don't know that for a fact yet. I'll let you know once I get the books. But I'll pick up volumes 1 and 2 next time I see them on sale somewhere, and we'll do a review on them. But good book, 500 some odd pages. You'll get your money's worth. I guarantee you, anybody who's involved in the hobby, either an experienced aquarist or not, there's something in here for them. There's something that can be learned. So definite thumbs up on this book. I give it an 8.5 starfish out of 10 starfish. So 8.5 starfish out of 10. Good book. Recommend buying it. Whether I get through all 500 pages, I don't know, but certainly look up the topics you're interested in and read a section at a time. Ultimately, I'll be through the whole book. So enjoy this book. Enjoy this book. 500 pages. It's good nighttime reading.